This is Taylor. I wanted to take a quick second as we get closer here to the start of free agency and explain this document to everyone, as well as a few of the rules governing free agency. I wanted this to be as clear as possible. Please respond to this with any questions or concerns that you have regarding this process, and I will be happy to try and answer them, or Matt or Greg can jump on and answer as well. So you all should have received a link to a Google spreadsheet, which is just a cloud-based document that will track all of our changes and allow us all to be working on one single spreadsheet. So all of you should have access. If I look here, let's see, it looks like I believe everybody has access to the document, and right now all of you are in view only mode, with the exception of Mark, but I can change that. I don't know why that is that. But on December 31st at midnight, it will change from just view only status to edit status, which will give you the ability to edit this page only of the document. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through a sample bid process to show you how you will bid if you want to do so. So once the auction starts, obviously all of us have the ability to bid on any of the players that are active on this master spreadsheet. So you'll see there's about 32 hitters and let's see, 26 pitchers. So that's the entire initial auction pool that we'll be able to bid on between now and the date of the live auction. So the way it's going to work is, let's say it is now January 1st at midnight, Auld Lang Syne has come and gone, I've had my champagne and I'm ready to start bidding. So I come in here and all of us will be able to edit this sheet and this current bid column. So what you'll see here is the player's name, their rank, and the offensive rank, if you weren't following mine and Mark's emails, is based on a fantasy baseball rankings tool called Ziguana. And the reason I use Ziguana versus CBS Sports is it allows us to use the custom categories that we track in our league. So the offensive ranks is based on the following categories: on-base percentage, runs, RBIs, steals, and total bases based on stats from 2014. So from that may be a little different. I know that people were surprised to see Howie Kendrick ranked ahead of Albert Pujols and so on and so forth, but this is based on those data and the algorithm that they use to create a rankings list. Pitchers is a little different because they don't allow you to do the complicated formula of innings pitched minus earned runs allowed minus starts. So because we can't really use that exact category, I just did ERA, Ks, WHIP, quality starts, and saves plus holds. So that's what the pitching list is based on. So you'll see that ranking there. Then you'll see their position of eligibility. And again, this may seem different than you remember from last year, but this is based on who actually got the 15 games required to maintain eligibility for the following year. So for example, you'll see Carlos Santana is not catcher eligible, David Ortiz not first base eligible, and a few other things that may surprise you depending on what you had anticipated. Miguel Cabrera now only first base eligible as well. So there's a couple of things. Just make sure you're checking that in terms of position eligibility. Those all should be updated. We will double check and make sure that they are. And then next, this is the first column that you are going to actually edit. So you'll see 0/0 right now. It's just a formula of price and years. So just like in the auction, you're going to put in the price that you would like to pay and the years that you would like to pay it. So for example, if my bid on Andrew McCutchen is $20 for 5 years, you'll write your team name. Please write your team name, not your owner name. People may have a hard time making those connections, so please just put your team name. I'll actually change this column now to team name. And then the bid expiration date. Each bid expires 7 days from the time that you made it. So right now you'll see it's 10:56 a.m. on December 20th. So my bid would expire 12/27 at 10:56 in the morning. So now you'll see that'll pop up, and that is when, if no one else beats this bid, this player will then be placed onto my team. Now, let's say you come in and you want to beat an existing bid, you're simply going to override it. Now remember, the ways to beat a bid are either increase the dollar amount or increase the years. So let's say that Matt comes on here and he wants to go 22.43. He's just going to overwrite this and then update the time in accordance when he made the bid. So now it is 10:57. So now it's going to expire at 10:57. So some of you may be thinking, well, how are we going to know for sure that people are saying the real times and not adjusting that? One of the beautiful things about this spreadsheet is that I can look at, 1 second, I can pull up the revision history, which I'll do at the end of every day, and it'll show me the exact time that a product was edited. So you'll see here that, oh, this was actually done at 10:47 a.m. My clock is 10 minutes fast. So I would, at the end of each day, I will go in and update those times to reflect the actual time that the changes were made. So we'll always be 100% accurate because Google is tracking those changes. So we're going to do this all the way through. We're going to continue to update it for any of these players, pitchers, or hitters, and you're going to edit this sheet only. Now, if you look down here on the bottom, you'll see tabs for every position. And what this is intended to do is to just give you a sense of the market at specific positions. So, for example, if you click into the outfield tab, what you'll see is the available outfielders in the free agency period, and then who will be available at the live auction. So remember, these are not the only players that are available. These are just the top 200 that we're setting out for January. So these players down here will all be available in the live auction later in the year. So this is just to help you understand the general market, and the changes that are made on the master tab are being tracked over here to the outfield tab. So you can come in to a specific position that you're looking for and see, oh, okay, this is who's available at this specific position, so on and so forth. You will not have the ability to edit these tabs. These tabs will all be view only in order to protect us from creating any discrepancies between the master sheet and the individual position sheets. The individual position tabs are just intended to give you a glance of the market at any available position, and so that you can see who is additionally available at the live auction and help you make decisions accordingly. So that's it, guys. I'm trying to think of any additional rules that might be surprising. One of the things that's been discussed, just so everybody knows, any of the players that are signed during this free agency period cannot be cut prior to the start of the season. They will affect both your high water mark and your roster limits come opening day because they cannot be cut prior to opening day. So remember that when you're signing these players. However, your payroll account or your payroll number during this free agency period is not your official high water mark until opening day. So for example, I have a player like, let's just use as an example, James Shields. I have James Shields on my team. He's under contract through 2015, so I can cut him at any time up until opening day, and he will not affect my high water mark. Now, if I sign Cole Hamels in free agency for $20, I cannot cut him prior to the start of the season, and he will affect my high water mark. So just keep that in mind. That just like the Red Sox, that's the example Matt used, you can sign more players than your roster allows as long as you have existing players that you plan on cutting afterwards. So if you have any questions, please comment on them and we will take it from there. Hopefully this gives you a good idea. I would get on here, look around, make sure you understand exactly what it is, ask all of your questions prior to the start, because come December 31st at midnight, the action starts. Looking forward to it, guys. Hope this helped. We'll talk